Okay, that's good.
Talking to some of the defensive players from Oklahoma, they said watching the game tape, they were upset that commentators called them JV players. What are your thoughts on
Oklahoma JV players?
That's right.
That's pretty silly. They're in the college football playoffs, so those JV players must be on varsity now. I think that's a pretty disrespectful thing to call people. But they're obviously not that. They're a great, talented team. They do great schemes. Our defensive coordinator does a great job of pressuring you and showing different things that you might be confused with seeing. So they do a great job with that aspect.
Eric, when you're looking at this defense, they're returning 8 of 11, I believe, and they say the D-lineman that I talked to claim that this is a new bunch for Clemson, that they must not have continuity that a veteran offensive line would have.
Yeah, sure.
Seems like the same story we've heard all year.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to it at this point?
We just love hearing that. Obviously we've proven ourselves time and time again. It's not about Oklahoma. It's about Clemson. And, that talking is not going to win a football game. So that's great.
Talking about your quarterback, they compare him to Josh Dobbs in Tennessee.
Josh Dobbs is a great athlete. So I think that's a good comparison. I think Deshaun's obviously much better, with decision-making and things that he does. I think that he's proven that he's probably the best quarterback in the nation. Obviously, he won the award for that. He's going to get us in a great situation to win the game.
You think folks don't appreciate how good he is until they step on the field and watch him whiz by him?
I really think they undervalue him as a passer. I think that, when people talk about Deshaun, it's all about his running ability and how mobile he is. But at the end of the day, I think that, when Deshaun would rely on a big play, he's going to rely on his arm. He's not going to rely on his legs. I think that he's confident in the way that he prepares for games, confident in his reads. And at the end of the day, he's the best deep ball passer in college football. So I think that, he's very confident in his arm, and, people kind of overlook that.
Number one team in the college football playoff the entire way through. You've been valuing the underdog role the entire season. Do you still feel that way, or do you feel a little disrespect at this point?
Yeah, but we love it. We love being in that underdog situation. All the pressure's on them. We're just here to play football. Thank you, brother.
Oh, you don't believe that.
Oh,
My
come on.
God, you're the number one team in the country. You're playing the underdog card.
No, that's them, not us. If you watch ESPN, you wouldn't know that.
The offensive line has just come a million miles. It's kind of similar to Oklahoma's, but you guys have come a long way. How many did you lose? Did you lose 4?
4, yeah. Well, at the end of the 5, we lost all 5 of our starters.
Yeah, talk about that process.
Yeah, it's been an awesome journey. I think that going into spring, we really saw the potential of this offensive line. Just the brotherhood that we have developed, the close-knit team has really been second to none. I've been a part of a lot of offensive lines, and just the overall love and appreciation of this one exemplifies has just been pretty cool to be a part of. So I think that along with Coach Caldwell, just the confidence that he's been boosting in with us every week and week out. So I think that that's been the keys to our success, really.
What did you play quite a bit in the bowl game?
Yeah, 62 snaps.
Really? So what is this Oklahoma defense or the defensive front? How do they look different than what you saw in that bowl game?
They don't. They're really the exact same team. I think they bring a little bit more pressure, which is probably one of the biggest differences from last year. Other than losing Jordan Phillips, this is the same exact defense. So I think that they're going to be prepared, and ready for the challenge that they have.
Well, they weren't very ready the last time. I don't know if that's very comforting to Oklahoma fans.
I don't know if that was them overlooking us to an extent, or just not being ready for the tempo and dynamic of which we play with. But they'll be ready this time. There's nowhere to talk about them not being ready for this game.
It's amazing how often they put the ball in Deshaun's hands on 3rd down. I mean, he's the central part of your offense all the time, but it's amazing on 3rd down what they ask him to do.
He can do it. He puts the ball in his hands. He wants the ball in his hands. When we get on the sidelines, he's just talking to him. Just let me have it. Just let me go get it. So I think that just comes with preparation. He's just a very confident athlete. He can see the field and give and take what defenses give him. And it's been cool to watch him grow with his feet. He doesn't really use them in, where he's in dangerous situations where he can run out and scramble and throw the ball as well. So I think that that's been a whole new dynamic to this offense.
Did you ever think that, let's go back 3 years ago, or maybe when you were making that transition from tight end, that you would be sitting here almost as the face of this offense, Mr. Interview, Mr. Quotable?
No, I didn't. Obviously, my father has given me the gift of gab. Being with him my whole life, he's a talkable guy. And I knew I could talk, but you guys have given me a new platform, and love you for it. Thank you.
Did you ever feel like you would maybe not play at Clemson? Like, I'm never going to get my shot, my opportunity.
That goes through your head when you go through a process with going from offensive line to tight end, or from tight end to offensive line, and where you're trying to learn a new offense and coming in there at a Division I level. You go from finessing to going against guys like Grady Jarrett, Christian Wilkins, and just these big athletes. So maybe that crossed your mind a couple of times, but I knew with Coach Caldwell's guidance and coaching that we'd be in this position.
See some of these guys get off the plane yesterday, some of the younger players, and they're a little bit wide-eyed. You're smiling ear to ear. Being older, does that allow you to soak it all up, enjoy it?
I think so. It just comes with being here so many times. This is our third time in 5 years. We're home. We're here again. Our fans travel extremely well to Clemson. And like you said, just seeing those group of people here to support us as soon as we get off a plane, it's just incredible. Much love to all of them.
The coaches talk about it all the time. Is it coach big? Is it not the? Treat every game like it's the biggest game. Therefore, when you get to
and we're here.
Does it feel any different? Does it feel?
No.
Does it feel like Wofford or App State? No.
See, that's the thing that's different because Wofford and App State this year have been the same amount of level of importance as this game is. Because if we would have lost those games, we wouldn't have been here. So I think that this team is fully bought into that, fully understands the severity of every time we step on the field. We got to approach it like a championship game. And like you said, once you get into those situations where they actually are championship games, I don't think that they're as stressful or as high pressure as they are for most teams.
What about the balance of this offense? Run block, pass block. You look and it's 500 yards, 9 games in a row. It's 200 yards rushing, it's 300 yards passing. It's 7 different guys, 8 different guys catching the ball. Strong runs for 100 later. How in the world does a defense attack them? As a guy who is in the middle of it all, is it near perfect as far as how you would draw them?
It's close. It's close to it. I think our coordinators have done an outstanding job of preparing us. They really just get us in the best situation to win the game. Whether that's running it or passing it, we're going to get the job done. So I really think that this offense is a double-edged sword, if you will. Teams just got to pick what they're going to stop.
Do you feel when Deshaun drops back that there's extra importance to make sure that they don't get him, knowing how important he is to this offense? There's a guy that's going to replace him, right? College football player.
Yeah.
It's probably that guy.
I think that that's in the back of our minds, but at the front of our minds, we understand that we don't have to block perfect, and that he can get away when people are trying to get after him. I think that that's been something that has really helped us from an offensive line standpoint. Is that he's not just going to sit back there and pack the snowball. He'll get out of there and make plays with his feet, and that has been a whole new dynamic for this offense, to where he's really been able to help us do other things.
Oklahoma had some of their players said over Illinois, and we're going to talk a lot of smack before the game, in interviews. We're going to talk it on the field when we're out warming up. Do you expect that?
I think so, and just a little words for them is Miami tried that same thing and it didn't work out too well for them. So, at the end of the day, they need to focus on playing football because that's what's going to win or lose the game. Talking only gets you so far.
Charles Tapper, 91. Did he talk a lot last year?
No, none of them really. They didn't have room to really talk last year. They weren't in a situation to where that would be beneficial for them. But I love talking smack to them. I love, just that aspect of the game. So if that's the approach they're going to take, we're excited for that.
Let's have a little bit of fun with favorite smack talking game this year.
Miami. That was fun because they just took the approach that they were going to try and out-psych us the entire time, and it just didn't work out well for them at all. So it was a fun game, and they never stopped. From the end of the kickoff to the clock hit 0, they were talking. So it was a fun game.
Wasn't it like 56-0? God bless them.
Stay true to the game plan.
Is there another team that likes to go into that whole trash talking mode? You would think Florida State might, but is there?
Florida State was a little bit chippy. Louisville, obviously, they got after it. That was my preseason ACC. I nominated them for most trash talking team. But Miami definitely won it. But Louisville was right up there close.
Is there one player that stands out to you?
Not that I can remember. So knowing that 13 for Louisville. old James, me and him met at the ACC Media Day, and we had a good time. So me and him went back and forth a couple of times. It was all friendly though.
Favorite thing you've heard out on the football field? Was it from you, from Jay Guillermo, from an opponent? What's the best thing you've heard?
My favorite thing probably was the Miami game as well. And, Jay pancaked this kid, and he got up and said some words, and I think he pushed Jay. And, Jay just points at him and starts laughing hysterically. And the guy just didn't know what to do. And, Jay just confused him with that.
Sometimes maybe smack talking can turn into a good thing. You almost had a moment in the ACC championship game where it would have gone from a field goal to a touchdown opportunity. What happened on that play?
When guys are just getting after it, going back and forth. You got to be smart with it so you don't get penalized. But you can definitely try and get that first down. The guys were just coming at you, and what can you do but talk back?
Somebody pull you away?
I think so. I think it was Jordan Leggett. He ripped me back there and just said, "Chill out." And I was like, "I got this, man. Leave me alone." He didn't understand the master plan that was going on.